All right, Flyers fans, it's that time again. Your Flyers Prospect Weekly, and this week's College Pipeline Roundup comes with a twist. Not one, but two Flyers-linked names just got the call to join Canada's 2026 World Junior Training Camp. We're going to break down 5 programs: Michigan State, Harvard, Boston University, Notre Dame, and Arizona State. We're going to highlight who's trending up, who needs a reset, and what to watch going forward. And then the deep dive on Porter Martone. So whether you care about the NCAA shuffle, CHL futures, or long-term Flyers depth, this update's one that you're not going to want to skip. So let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the Team Canada invites. This week brought one of the biggest prospect storylines of the season for the Philadelphia Flyers pipeline. Porter Martone and Jett Luchanko have officially been invited to Team Canada's World Junior Championship training camp for the 2025 World Junior Classic. And for Flyers fans, this moment is more than just a ceremonial honor. It's a direct signal that both players are trending exactly where the organization hoped: upward, fast, and into elite company territory. Now let's start off with Martone, who continues building one of the most impressive freshman seasons in the NCAA. With 20 points through 16 games, a legitimate top-line role at Michigan State, and now a World Junior Classic camp invite, he's checking every developmental box you could want. Team Canada rarely brings maybe players to camp. They bring players that realistically they believe can make the team. Martone fits exactly what Canada covets: size, pace, heavy skill, a pro release, and the ability to play both a scoring role and a board-driving forechecking role. In short, he's versatile, he's mature, and he looks ready for the international stage. And while not an NCAA prospect, but equally exciting, Jett Luchanko, freshly traded from the Guelph Storm to the Brantford Bulldogs, is also on the invite list. Scouts across the league have praised his pace, his competitiveness, and ability to drive play as a modern transition center. With Canada's camp notoriously competitive down the middle, Luchanko's invite tells you that his stock isn't just stable, it's rising. Both players bring different but complementary attributes to Canada's potential roster. Martone offers scoring touch and inside-driven power skill, while Luchanko brings speed, relentless forechecking, and underrated playmaking intelligence. And both represent the type of high character, all-situation forwards teams lean on in short tournaments. For the Flyers, having two prospects on Canada's radar is a huge organizational win. Philadelphia hasn't always been heavily represented in top-tier international tournaments, but this new wave, Luchanko, Martone, Bonk, Barkey, and more, signals a shift. These aren't long-shot prospects. They're legitimate future NHL pieces earning recognition on one of the hardest rosters in the world to crack. And if either or both make the team, which we assume they will, Flyers fans will have a major rooting interest when the tournament opens in late December. All right, now let's get into the prospect updates. Michigan State's weekend felt like a two-step dance: stumble and then surge. On Friday, the Spartans were shut out 3-0 by top-ranked Michigan. A defensive, suffocating effort from the Wolverines that stifled even their best players. Among them, freshman forward Porter Martone held off the score sheet. But on Saturday, it flipped. MSU rebounded with a 3-1 win, and Martone delivered the dagger, burying an empty net goal to seal it. That exact shift underlines what makes Martone special: poise under pressure and trust from his coaches to finish games. Over 16 games this season, he's now at 11 goals, 9 assists for 20 points. For a freshman, that's elite first-line production. On the other side, winger Shane Van Sage didn't touch the score sheet, but he left the mark physically. 14 penalty minutes combined across both games, and that kind of heavy, gritty style matters in college hockey. He's trending toward a bottom six role coaches love: energy, hits, forecheck pressure, and a willingness to mix things up. MSU now heads into the holiday break with a pause until December 28th against Ferris State. For Martone, a breather, a chance to recharge, and maybe even head into the World Junior Camp with momentum. And for Van Sage, a reset, maybe some extra gym time, and a chance to refocus his physical tools. Now let's head over to the Harvard Crimson. They erupted offensively this week, putting up a combined 10 goals and wins over Yale and Brown. On paper, an absolute strong result. But for Flyers forward Heikki Rahonen, he couldn't latch on. He went a full 2-game stretch without a point, extending his personal drought to 4 games straight. Harvard now sits at 7-3-1, which is a solid record, yet the disconnect between team output and Rahonen's personal numbers could raise eyebrows. He remains at 1 goal and just 5 assists on the season for the freshman, which isn't bad, but after a team scoring surge like this, it stings a little bit. For Harvard, the upcoming weekend presents another test, games against Quinnipiac and Princeton, structured opponents, disciplined systems, and tighter play. Exactly the kind of hockey where a two-way player like Rahonen can shine if he re-engages offensively. He's shown flashes of intelligent zone entry, strong positioning, and a reliable defensive game. He just needs to turn that into production again. And for Flyers fans who might be paying attention to Rahonen, he still remains a project, one with upside due to skating, hockey IQ, and two-way foundation, but right now it's a reality check. This weekend might be exactly what he needs to start redirecting momentum. While at BU, this was a frustrating weekend for Flyers-linked players. The Terriers split a weekend series with Vermont with a 2-1 win and a 3-2 loss, but Flyers prospects barely registered. Owen McLaughlin didn't even dress. Jack Murtagh sat Friday but returned Saturday. Carter Amico barely skated. His combined ice time was 3 minutes, and I had to double check this, 3 minutes and 33 seconds over both games. For development purposes, that's almost nothing. BU's now 8-1 on the season, well below expectations and trending downward. With key depth pieces not getting consistent reps, pressure starts to build on coaches. Next up for BU is a matchup against Northeastern, the third meeting in under a month. This should be a war. That crowded schedule often forces line juggling. If McLaughlin, Murtagh, and Amico want meaningful reps, this could be their shot, but they'll need to earn it. For Flyers fans, this is a warning. College seasons aren't guaranteed development pipelines. Without opportunity and stabilization, prospects could stagnate. BU's week offers few positives, but plenty lessons for young guys chasing minutes. Next up, things aren't that much better, but if you're looking for brutal, look at Notre Dame's weekend. 2 games against Wisconsin, 2 blowout losses, 9-2 and 7-4. The Irish got dominated from start to finish, but even in that chaos, there was one Flyers-linked name who didn't blink. That's Cole Knuble. Despite the team sinking around him, Knuble posted an assist in each game, pushing his point streak to 4 games. That brings him to 3 goals and 10 assists in 16 games this season. A respectable tally on a team going nowhere fast. Sure, the -8 across those 2 games is disgustingly ugly, but context also matters. Notre Dame's defensive breakdowns, poor structure, and inconsistent goaltending put every forward under pressure that's possible to escape. Knuble's not the problem. He likely prevented it from being far worse. What makes Knuble interesting is his vision under duress, his ability to make clean reads in traffic, and his consistent production even when the rest of the roster falters. That's a trait pro teams value, not just skill, but mental toughness and consistency when the margin is razor thin. Notre Dame's going to be off until January 2nd when they take on Western Michigan. For Knuble, that's a reset, a chance to film some better hockey, erase the stat bleachers weekend, and continue building his playmaking reputation. For Flyers fans, keep your eye on Knuble. The foundation's definitely there. The opportunity's certainly not finished. All right, and next we'll check in on Noah Powell at Arizona State, who didn't play this weekend, but the momentum is certainly there. The Sun Devils sit at 7-8-1, and they're currently riding a 3-game win streak, including massive wins over Denver and Ohio State. That kind of consistent run starts to set a tone. Flyers prospect forward Noah Powell didn't get a game this week either, but that's not a negative. Sometimes the value in a break is regrouping, recharging, and studying tape. ASU faces a 2-game set this weekend against Minnesota Duluth, a program known for physicality and defensive structure. So if Powell wants to show he belongs in the long view, this is the kind of series to make an impression. On paper, Powell's value lies in depth reliability and two-way play, not flashy scoring. In a season where ASU could be on the rise, if he logs clean minutes, supports defensive structure, and pinches in transition, those are wins for his long-term projection. Sometimes development's not just about box score highlights. It's about strength, consistency, and trust. Powell's 2-game window this weekend could reinforce that narrative as long as he stays healthy. All right, and obviously this week's player profile is going to be on none other than Porter Martone, who continues to light it up for Michigan State, where his season isn't just good, it's turning heads all over the hockey world. As of this week, he's sitting with 20 points, 11 goals, 9 assists as a true freshman, and that level of production would stand out at any level. But for a first-year NCAA player, that is borderline elite. What makes Martone truly special isn't just the volume, it's how he's getting there. He combines finishing instincts with timing, physicality, and agility, and smart reads with aggressive entries. Saturday's empty net goal to cap the win over Michigan wasn't glamorized. It was professional. It was a statement. It said, I belong and I can help win games. This week's extra bombshell, Martone was named to Canada's World Junior Training Camp roster. This doesn't just validate the season that he's having, it raises the stakes. Flyers fans should be watching Martone closely. A strong camp could accelerate what's already looking like a fast track to pro consideration. That said, maintaining consistency remains the biggest key. There's a lot of season left. He'll need to survive the pressure, avoid overcommitment, and keep refining defensive detail while pushing offense. Power play timing, zone entries, and puck protection under pressure will also be factors. If Martone continues this arc, he projects as a surefire top six forward with scoring, physicality, two-way versatility. With the World Junior invite under his belt and half a season of strong NCAA numbers, the spotlight isn't just on him, it's turned up bright. He's not just a name on a list. He's a prospect with a trajectory. All right, so that's going to do it for our NCAA prospect recap. Martone, red-hot freshman, now getting his shot with Team Canada. Rahonen riding team success, but searching for his next point. The BU prospects, man, they're stuck right now, waiting for opportunity and stability, while Cole Knuble producing under pressure, showing grit amid collapse. And Powell and ASU, they're idle for now, but on a promising win streak with games coming up next week. I'm going to keep an eye on those ones, and so should you guys. That's the beauty and challenge of the college pipeline. Nothing is guaranteed, but everything's possible. If you enjoyed this breakdown today, please hit the like button. Our goal for the episode is 50 likes. Subscribe, drop a comment with who you want to see profiled next. Want a deeper look at any freshmen or a preview of how they might impact Flyers' future seasons? Let me know in the comments. With Martone and Luchanko now on Team Canada's roster, the card deck just got bigger. Keep your eyes peeled because post-break hockey could bring surprises. In the meantime, don't forget to keep it high, keep it wide. I'll see you next time on HW Hockey.
Thanks for watching HW Hockey. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.